The large island of Okinawa is the main island of the Ryukyu archipelago. It is regarded by many as the Japanese Hawaii. It is located halfway between Kyushu and Taiwan at the extreme southwest of Japan. This is the place where people have the highest longevity in the world and where the greatest number of healthy people can be found. It is also the birthplace of karate. Here in the city of Nishihara, the dojo of the great master of karate Sensei Hokama welcomes his students, children and adults alike, on a floor of 100 square meters instead of the traditional tatami mats that one can usually see. Sensei Hokama's school teaches karate in a fun and sporty way. For this lover of the sport and its history, it was important to convey the values he has learned more than just pure technique. This great master of karate sees his students as member of his own family, and it shows in his teaching. Here, everyone can work at their own pace.
My name is Tetsuhiro Hokama, and Goju style karate. And my grandfather is my mother's father, Tokuyama. He is a shirite. Shirite is a very old style. My teacher. And myself is 8 years start, now 71 years. Next month is May 72.
Here, although students live under the gaze of the master, they are fairly autonomous. Everyone knows what he has to do according to their level and knows how to move.
And Okinawan karate, the first is, Mesopotamia, and Iran, Iraqi, and come to India. India come to China, China come to Okinawa, one line. Another line is the same, and India, China, and Indonesia, and Malaysia, and come Okinawa, two lines. Karate is the origin.
At the dojo of Master Hokama, all the fighting techniques are taught, either together or with weapons such as nenshukas.
Inside Okinawa is about 300 dojos, but on karate both teaching about 25 or 14%. No sports karate, traditional karate, both mixed. Another dojo only karate. H. 2、3、4、はい、どないしていける？はい、はい。はい、どないしていく？パンチ。はい、ありがとう。パックしてください。はい、違うね。違うね。はい、残り激戦1クォーター、用意。
Kata are codified movements universal in learning karate, and the handling of weapons is learned much less, especially in Europe today. From an early age, children begin karate instruction.
Good. はい、1、2、3、4。はいよ。2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。これですよ。はい。こっち側で固まってるから、こっち空いてるの。こっち広がって。ゆうちゃん、何してる？
The photos in the dojo are taken essentially in front of the kamedana, a mini Shinto shrine. In the Shinto tradition, the act of installing a kaminada will indeed protect the dojo.
後ろは
The ancestor of karate, Shuri-te, was born here in Shuri Castle, located in Naha City, formerly called Nuri. This medieval Japanese castle, built in the 14th century, is located in the hills east of the city center and overlooks the harbor of about 130 meters. It was destroyed by fire 4 times and rebuilt each time. But at the end of the war in 1945, the castle underwent its last major destruction and was rebuilt in 1992. It is classified a World Heritage Site by UNESCO with other gusuku, another name for castles or fortresses of that time. Today the castle and all that surrounds it is called Shuri Castle Park. It is also known for its large Shurimian door, the entrance ceremony of the castle. Each year, more than 1 million visitors travel to the park and its buildings to enjoy the stunning view. There are models of the castle where some scenes of life at the time of the lords are represented. We also discovered the throne, Chinese influences, including dragons depicted on the pillars or statues, or the crown worn by the lord and his seal. The castle is part of Ketsuren Gusuku sites of the World Heritage of UNESCO. Located in Ketsuren on the island of Okinawa, only ruins remain of this castle whose origins date back to the 7th century during its golden age and runs from the mid-14th century to the first half of the 15th century. Indeed, it was the castle of the Lord Awamari in the 15th century who jeopardized the royal power by his revolts and military conquests. It offers a splendid view of the central region and the Pacific Ocean on both sides of the Ketsuren Peninsula, also known as Gusuku Ocean. The central region, known as the Shanpuru, means mixed. This name comes from the many U.S. military bases that give this region a bicultural, Okinawan, and American aspect. In Okinawa, fishermen are called uminchu, which literally means people of the sea. With its coral reefs and the water temperature of the stable sea all year round, it's a perfect place for fishermen. There are well over 1,000 species of fish, from small, colorful tropical ones to very large ones that can be found in the shallows. This gives way to many opportunities to experience different kinds of fishing. The Okinawa Prefecture is a modern and authentic blend stemming from a unique history. One particular story found in shisas is derived from lion's guards, which were imported from China in the 14th century. More than a symbol, they have become icons of the Okinawa archipelago. As proof, they took shape, significance, and a unique importance in Asia. The shisas always go in pairs. A male, who always keeps his mouth open to ward off evil spirits, and a female, whose mouth stays closed so that happiness does not leave the home. The Okinawa shisas resemble a cross between a dog and a lion and are positioned on either side of the doors of the houses or on rooftops. Since very recently, you will see shisas of shapes, colors, and less traditional expressions, but are rather reserved for the interior of homes. Japanese ceramics emerged in the 13th century thanks to a craftsman named Kato Shirozman, who brought Chinese techniques to Japan. But it was later in the 16th century that this art had developed significantly with the increasing popularity of the tea ceremony. There are many pottery workshops in Japan with all its peculiarities. Their ceramics are often known for their qualities of refinement and subtlety. The Okinawa is a large natural park where flora and fauna impress with their species and varieties. With the many historical sites on the big island of Okinawa, it is not uncommon to come across ancient roads or ancient remains of great warriors and nobles of the time. Northeast of Naha is a cemetery known by some in the Okinawan karate to be the cemetery of the Shurite masters. The master Matsumura, Iyutsu, and Hanashiro are buried there.
Myself is sometimes is outside. Myself is museum, not inside, outside. For example, grandmasters and tomb, a monument, invite. My occupation, only karate, no. Karate, history, calligraphy, archaeology, and Okinawan history.
For Master Hokama, touring the cemetery of the great masters is a mandatory passage in student learning at his dojo. It is important for the students to discover their heritage, but also teach them to have respect towards those great masters, even if they are no longer part of this world. Stopping at the burial site of Master Sokon Matsumura is an opportunity for students to learn more about the man who was called Master by excellence. Sokon Matsumura was an undisputed and unquestionable master who had never been defeated. His incredible fighting qualities enabled him at 19 years of age to become an instructor and head of the Shuri Palace Guard and the king's personal guard. It was said that he could kill a bull with a single punch.
Sokon Matsumura.
As a history buff and founder of the only museum of Okinawan karate, Master Hokama spends part of his time looking for objects to expand an already extensive collection. Weapons, uniforms, books, or even photos, everything is there to satisfy the curiosity of the youngest and recollecting memories to the oldest. Over time, the museum has become a place of pilgrimage for karateka and all karate lovers alike.
This museum in 1987 is an establishment in the world first time, but in the world nothing. Then Okinawa karate is now is a birthplace, Mecca, but nothing is a museum. Then myself, this is very important. Then myself is about 1987, January 11, establishment in the world first time, because very important, but nothing. Then myself is gather collection. Then this is now very small museum. My grandfather and my friend and my karate teacher and another guy some presenter and some is a buy, some is a pay money, some is presenter is a many gather. Then and very old but new, but old is much better is in museum because traditional and karate, kobudo, it's photo and nunchaku also bonsai, kama, etc. It's very important. Then plus and the grand masters photo.
The main street in Naha, Kokusai Street, with 1.6 kilometers of shops, souvenir shops, cafes, hotels and restaurants, makes for a very lively street. It is also one of the most popular tourist destinations of Okinawa. Every Sunday, the street becomes a pedestrian area from noon to 6 p.m., leaving only the passageway for a special bus. One means of transport in Naha is its monorail, known as We-Rail. It departs from Naha Airport and runs to the terminus Shuri, which provides access to the castle grounds. It takes 30 minutes and 15 stations to go to the airport terminal, and of course, Kokusai Street also has its own station.
India is a very serious practice. Karate is a very important in India. Next, Russia. Russia is many strong, very strong. Two countries are very strong. And Canada, USA, also Cuba, another country, everything. French is a very high-ranking kicker. French karate is very smart because they are very high is attached to very high-ranking kick.
Gojo Ryu Karate is one that uses capture techniques, projection, key or vital attack points. Sensei Hokama places much importance on flexibility and building muscle during training. It offers bodybuilding work based on specific weight instruments, but also on techniques he developed for years. It is important that the karateka reaches a great physical shape and a hardened body.
Usually Tuesday, Saturday. Then sometimes everyday karate days. Every day, morning, lunch, night.
早稲田なんか大変ですよ。早慶戦ってなんですよ。早稲田はそう継承戦。
Hojo Undo is the exercise which comes after stretching and strength training. This is done by repeating the techniques of attack and defense, working on postures and movements. A technique is provided by the teacher or teachers, and students carry them out alone or in pairs. The only exercise rehearsals are called Tendoko Hojo Undo, and those performed with a partner are called Kumite Hojo Undo. The greeting is done on the knees in the beginning and end of the course. One might think that they are done in the same way, but there is a small difference. Early in the course, the greeting is directed to the master and to the appointed professors or assistant senpai if they are black belts. So at the end of a course, we add a salutation for students. The end of the course is the opportunity to have a good time over a meal with the great master. One way to show that this time of life resembles that of a family rather than just a teacher with their students. A time of sharing is done with respect and good humor. The gardens of the Ryukyu archipelago is an amazing mix of Japanese and Chinese architecture, like the royal garden Shikini-in. It is probably one of the best known of Okinawa. The 4.2-hectare garden includes a forest with a tropical touch. Built in 1799 as a secondary residence of the Shou royal family, it was completely destroyed during the Battle of Okinawa at the end of the Second World War. Its restoration began in 1975 and lasted 20 years at an estimated cost of 6.3 million euros. The Fushuku Inn garden is smaller than Shikini Inn, with 8,500 square meters of land. With its typical architecture, one would almost forget the times in which we are living. All buildings are made of wood. All the entrances are facing the 4 cardinal points. Each door is a different style and is a traditional Chinese structure. In the royal garden of Shikini Inn is a traditional Japanese house construction. Each element of this house, built entirely out of wood, follows very strict rules. The floor is made up entirely of traditional tatami, covering every square inch. This homemade aspect demands much precision and rigor. They are made with rice straw, uniform, and tied together with a strong rope of 6 centimeters. The exterior finish is made with a rice straw mat. As for banks, they are square, and the 2 longest sides are lined with a wide strip of linen or black cotton. The halls of traditional Japanese houses are covered with parquet. The rooms are divided by an opaque sliding screen with a shaft called fusuma, not to be confused with shoji, using lighter paper and allowing light to pass through. Traditional Japanese kitchens are similar and are usually equipped in the same way, with 1 or 2 gas burners, a grill, a microwave, and a small refrigerator. As all over Japan, the architectural mixture in Okinawa is striking. One can quickly switch from typical homes, usually on one floor, to concrete buildings able to withstand many typhoons. Even among young people, discipline is already present and is an integral part of their learning style. It does not prevent attending classes in a relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, most important manner. Manner is no good. Is for example no good. Every sports, every life is in the world is education also same. If and no good manner means is karate or sports is no good. Then we are very important is first manner.
Children learn strictness, self-help, and discipline during their workouts. And once again, it is possible to see that their learning is done in very pleasant conditions. Karate is a discipline that involves concentration, mind, and breath. This is notably through a fun game that the teachers teach young children. The drawing allows children to learn and understand while having fun. Some try to find out what the teacher will draw before finishing. After the drawing, he gives the explanation.
はい太陽パワー貯める場所があるからいいかこれでみんなは元気にないろんなことが頑張れるようになるんですよちっちゃいからなはいだらだらいらないこれ全部漏れちゃうバランクもやってください木槽目も開いてたら漏れちゃう目から肩も力を抜く姿勢が正しかったら肩の力が抜ける自然にどこにも力入らないそうはいで頑張るぞって気持ちだけ入れていく太陽パワーと一緒にはい木槽やめはい溜まった人いいか雨が降って嵐がなもうずーっとやってきて嵐がみんながこういうならないためにやっていくよいいですかいいですかいろんなこと頑張ってる人はねだんだんなただでやって強くなることで回ると頑張ったことしかねこの未来で強くなりませんよ。
Many great teachers have mastered Japanese calligraphy, also known as the shodo. Sensei Hokama is no exception to this rule, and therefore has mastered the art of beautiful writing.
こっちのマットには乗らないでください。はい、正座。後ろの人は応援してください。いいですか。はい、やる人は一生懸命自分の記録ください。
Strength training also involves games for children. Okinawa is a delightful mix of tradition and modern culture, where flora and fauna coexist, making it a truly unique island in the Pacific. Despite a large U.S. presence, the archipelago has managed to retain its identity. Karate is part of that Okinawa identity, and the traditions that have persisted for years in Japan and on the archipelago. The Goju style is characterized by a balance between force and flexibility. Goju Ryu is a real school of life, like karate in general, which is a discipline that takes work, patience, rigor, and consistency. Qualities transmitted by great masters such as Hokuma will enable the sport and its history to continue through time.